the key to this is it's unprecedented hot to weather, no doubt about it. But I think get things in context. It's we've had two derailments. We have a couple a year across the network anyway, in terms of how things work. But heat is something that railways got to manage moving forward. A lot of work going into this, as you might imagine. Climate change, it's affecting the railways, it's affecting everything else.
Now, rail investigators are working to establish the cause of two separate train derailments within 24 hours. Yesterday's incident near Wickford in Essex followed Thursday's at Lewes in East Sussex, in which two people were seriously injured. Rail services remain greatly disrupted on those lines if you're travelling over the weekend. And the derailments occurred during this latest heatwave, the 5th of the summer. Could the weather have played a part? John Lawrence is an expert in the field. He's the chair of the Institution of Engineering and Technology's Railway Technical Network. John, good morning.
Morning.
Shall we just take these case by case? Because it is surprising to have two in such a short space of time. Do we have, on either of those instances, anything definitive on what caused the derailments?
No, not at the moment. RAB are in there investigating at the moment. We need to leave them to get on and do that. So speculation about the cause of those things, they'll come out in the wash, really. Heat plays a factor in all manner of things on the railway. That could be one factor in this instance. What
would you be looking out for in investigating in terms of how the heat might have had an impact on the train or the tracks?
Well, they'll work through a methodical process, RAB. They'll be looking at all the different aspects of it, they'll look at physical characteristics. Obviously, they'll look for background systems and make sure things are working as they should do behind the scenes. There's lots of different things that could have been a cause in this instance. So, obviously, track buckles are straight in your front of your mind, but we also have soil moisture deficiency.
Say that again, sorry, the track buckling, did you say?
That could be an issue, yeah. I mean, it's out in the open air about track buckles when things get really hot. We've had really unprecedented hot weather. We've got a massive linear metal asset that's affected by heat. But you also have issues such as soil moisture deficiency. That's where most of the soil dries out massively in periods of drought. That's just another problem that you have to deal with from a railway point of view.
And what would then happen, presumably, to the integrity of the tracks on the ground where you've got that moisture deficiency?
Well, it just upsets the sub base. It can create sort of faults in the track in terms of the alignment of it. It's something that it's a day-to-day management issue on the railway.
What we can
many other things that we deal with.
What you can see of the train derailment in Lewes, the path where the train had been, and obviously there was significant disruption before one of those carriages actually overturned as well, is the tracks that the train had travelled on are very distorted and a sort of very wiggly line. Was that caused as the train buckled off? Or what's your interpretation of what would have happened there?
I think that's what Ray will be looking at. I mean, that could have happened. I mean, obviously the train coming off the tracks is a violent movement and it'll disturb the track bed anyway. So I don't think you can jump in straight away and point to that as the cause of the problem. I think the question will be did the train cause that damage as it left the track?
Yes, I guess it's surprising that they could be sort of so malleable to bend so much. What's your sort of suspicion about the weather having a role in the fact that we've seen two of these incidents in such short space of time as it has been so hot?
Well, I think that the key to this is it's unprecedented hot to weather, no doubt about it. But I think get things in context. It's we've had two derailments. We have a couple a year across the network anyway, in terms of how things work. But heat is something that railways got to manage moving forward. A lot of work going into this, as you might imagine. Climate change, it's affecting the railways, it's affecting everything else. There's a tremendous amount of work going on in the background to try and combat the effects of it.
Is our rail infrastructure strong enough to withstand temperatures, long, prolonged, sustained temperatures of 30 degrees?
I think in certain circumstances, yeah. I don't think you need to take a knee-jerk reaction. There's different locations, there's different specific locations that will be affected worse than others. It's not just the track that gets affected, it's electrical equipment, but the railway is not unique in that respect.
Is it easy for you to identify the sort of weaker areas?
Yeah, I mean, well, you think about the issue with heat. You get a problem with solar gain. So ambient temperature is one thing, but solar gain is the real kicker here, when you get a lot of sort of sun directly on it. The problem you have, I think, when you're trying to manage an asset of this nature is the systemic nature of it. You're trying to improve things, if you like, on the left-hand side. You've got to make sure that whatever you do to change or improve doesn't affect things on the right-hand side. So rail stressing temperatures, if you try and cater for higher temperatures moving forward, then that affects issues when things are really cold. If you want to sort of try and block some of the solar gain, you might want to plant trees to give you more canopy cover, but that ends up with leaves on the line.
Of course,
all of these things are exactly as bad a problem as the trap buffaloes themselves.
Yeah, or trees falling over, as we've had before in storms. John, thank you for the context. That's been so helpful. John Lawrence is the chair of the Institution of Engineering and Technology's Railway Technical Network.